Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our semi-dead podcast, Two Idiots Talking Shit. I'm Idiot 2,
And
and
I'm Idiot One.
there he is. Uh, we had a little bit of a hiatus due to the coronavirus, but we're back at it again. And I guess we're going to talk about things.
There's quite a list we have, isn't it?
Yeah, quite a list of things. Not a lot of these things make sense.
Or at least any less sense than our previous episodes.
I can understand why people think we're high sometimes.
But as always, a complete disclaimer, we're completely and utterly stone cold sober.
Yes, and also we have acquired sponsorships for
Indeed.
our new podcasts, which should be appearing around the halfway point. I'm not sure how these things work yet.
But hey, we get paid and they get exposure to the two of you, I guess.
Yes, yes. Specifically for you, our two listeners.
Yes. Uh,
Yes.
Shout out to the third one who joined us this year.
Yeah, for some reason, to the Dead podcast.
We heard that we help you study and do things, so we're happy to help.
Yes. So for our first topic today, let's start with something light because a lot of these things are heavy.
True, true.
Let's start with the world's obsession with height.
Yeah. If anything, why height? It's the one thing you can't control.
And it's something that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, does it?
Not really, no.
Like shorter people have advantages and disadvantages. And tall people have advantages and they die earlier.
True. And short people can get tall vis-a-vis shoes, but tall people can't get short without back pain.
They can get surgery.
So pain.
Uh, y- I guess.
Do you know anyone who would want to get shorter through surgery?
No, but it's an option. Like maybe something to consider.
Okay, probably. I don't see a market for it.
Yeah, because everybody's obsessed with being taller.
That is true.
Nobody is obsessed with being shorter. Like I'm sure if we had like something like little tunnels. You did you watch that movie Snowpiercer?
Oh, yes, yes, I did.
Yeah, there's spoilers for the movie. They use little kids in the engine room because they're just small enough to fit in there. What if we had shit like that going on in our daily lives?
Well, it would save space for one.
No, my point is people would want shorter people to exist.
So they could be used as engine slaves?
Yeah, it is. It's something.
It sounds like a recipe for a classist society.
I mean, we're also biased because we are like what the 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 whole thing behind us being tall, like people being tall, is important to everybody. So society has already put the bias in our head.
That is true, for no apparent reason. Like being tall literally has no advantages except like I don't know, reaching for the top shelf.
Yeah, maybe walking a bit faster,
At what cost though? At what cost?
knee and back problems
For
for
any
most
women
people.
out there and men who are obsessed with height as well, why? Like we want to know.
Is it just a thing like attraction? Like, what is attraction? Like, what makes us attracted to another person?
Yeah, like is it subjective, objective, pheromonal, hormonal, physical? None of the above? Do you just like tall
Like,
people
people talk
because
about this pheromone shit a lot, don't they? Like it's some sort of magical thing that does it.
true?
But as far as I'm aware, there's no scientific proof that it actually happens in humans.
Not that I've heard of, no, not that I've
And even if we did, our noses are some of the worst things in the worst noses in the animal kingdom.
yeah.
So it shouldn't really make a difference.
Our only strength, honestly, is our endurance. We have shitty eyes, shitty teeth, and shitty noses.
Yeah, some of the shittiest teeth in on the whole planet. We are one of the few animals that have cavities, and
Yeah,
at the same time don't have regrowing teeth.
I'm convinced that that particular lack of features is a conspiracy by big dentistry.
Big dentistry.
Yeah,
You mean the 99 dentists approving all those toothpaste commercial?
exactly. You can't just have that kind of power without some kind of kickback, my dude.
So is big dentistry the only thing, or is there big pharma? I mean, there is big pharma. Is there like big medicine, like a group of doctors who dictate everything? Uh, yeah, but when you think about like uh, attractiveness, there are also people who don't feel that kind of attraction, right? Uh, like the asexual group of people. So, are they even obsessed with height? Like, specifically, we are probably speaking about the group of asexual people who are like asexual but not aromantic. So, do they also search for the tall people? Do they search for certain? What is attract? Is attraction just as significant to them? Probably a mix. No, I mean for height, it's very confusing. Does height correlate with penis size? Do tall people have bigger dicks? This is another thing. I was thinking about it the other day, actually. Uh, I was thinking about hands. I was thinking about hands. Yes, yes. No, there was something. So there was something that a friend of mine said to me when I was much younger than I am now. We're getting so old. Now that I think about it, it's almost 10 years ago. But we were just making fun of the fact that she had small hands. But then her reply was, "At least it'll make the guy that I'm with feel better about himself." Yeah, I never thought of it that way until she said it. I'm like, ever since then, I thought about hands. Like, is hands also a part of the attraction factor? Is this why people are obsessed with nails and shit? Obviously smaller. Like, no matter what size you are, even if you're a Manchengo penis, you would want it to appear bigger than it is. I think that's the standard. How would they subconsciously do this? No, I mean in this, like, okay, are tall people more fertile? Like there should be a scientific reasoning behind the tallness, right? But even in those countries, like the tall people, even among the tall people, the taller people would be more considered more attractive in my understanding of how things work. So still a factor. Just because the entire population is tall, it just makes everybody who is taller than the rest of the world short. If if the small population you're living in is tall.
This episode is brought to you by You Can Grow Too. Have you ever wanted to grow that 2 inches taller, just shy of 6 feet? Do you tell people you're 6 feet when you're really 5'10" and a bit? Or if you want to reach 5'10" and you just tell people that you're 5'7" and 3/4? No more. With You Can Grow Too, you can grow 2 inches or 20 inches. Just take the dosage, not recommended by physician. And disclaimer, this is not in any way a penis enhancing drug. However, we cannot be responsible if you put it on your penis. You can grow too. Live and let live. So, welcome back.
Yeah, from that ad break. Uh, yeah, I, I don't know why they pay us for that, but they really shouldn't. They really shouldn't, but they do. Idiot two, are you lost? One?
I am sorry. I was just thinking why they paid us, and it was an obscene amount of money. It really was.
Yeah, it really was. But I guess there is a need for height in these trying times.
Yeah, the more you pay, the more you grow.
Yeah.
That should not be the basis for the New World Order.
Yes. Speaking of societal norms, let's talk eugenics.
Yes,
About twins.
twins. Now, everyone knows at least one set of twins once in their life, yes?
Yes, yes, of course.
Like we ourselves know what, two?
Two? Do you count twins in pairs,
No,
or do you count each one as a twin?
no, like two pairs of twins.
I guess we do.
So, now keeping in mind that the two pairs of twins aren't related and they are willing, would they want to marry each other?
I don't know, but I believe that they should be convinced for science.
Yes, because twins having twins, who then have twins themselves, profit. They would not need anyone else.
You mean to like to start a new population of the world?
I mean, why not? Two everything.
You know, when we discussed this topic, I was thinking more along the lines of they would have similar genetic makeup and you would have a large population, so you could give them drugs and see side effects and stuff
Oh,
of the
that way.
genetic component. I don't know why yours involves the entire human race dying.
I didn't say dying. I just said
Okay, I
overrun
added
by twins.
that was an embellishment.
But then again, dying overrun by the twinceptions, both are equally possible scenarios. Now, if you applied that to triplets, since it's an odd number, would the ratios be off?
I mean, wouldn't triplets be with other triplets?
Okay, but what if it was a triplet with a twin set?
How would that work? Like, would like one of the twins has to get together with two people, or both twins get together with
One triplet?
all of the triplets?
That's a slippery slope.
How is that a slippery slope? I feel like that's a very normal thing. In the scope of things that we are currently considering normal, I think this is completely fine.
Honestly, you have a good point. But yes, the 3 or 4 listeners that we have, are you twins yourselves? Do you know any twins? If so, what are your thoughts on this? Contact us at twotits@twotits.com.
Yeah, sure. We will make that email as soon as possible.
Yes.
And speaking of this twin sex orgy,
Yeah.
why does shitting feel so good?
It's one of the most basic known pleasures of man. Like nothing feels as good as a shit after a long day or the beginning of a day.
I would argue that shitting and peeing feel better than sex, but
Especially
we
when you have the
feel
pea
it.
shivers.
I feel like this is how it works, right? Peeing and shitting is something we do every single day, multiple times a day sometimes.
Yes.
And I hope to God that our listeners have a healthy enough bowel that they're passing motion every day.
Fiber is important, children.
But we get desensitized to how good it feels.
And I'd like to clarify to our listeners that when we talk about shit, we mean like the solid shit that comes out of a long day, not when you're sick with diarrhea.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like diarrhea, I don't think there should be a different word for not good shits. Like not unsatisfying shits. You know that constipated shit you have sometimes, like where you have like a half missing.
Yep, yep. And you're still full down there?
Yeah, yeah. Like when you finish up, you almost feel like a retreat odor coming from downstairs.
Yep. Like bombs away. Nope, nope, too late. Come back, come back. We'll
Yeah,
try again
no,
tomorrow.
but no. Yes, I feel I propose that we finalize the fact that having sex is secondary to shitting.
I completely agree. Like I guarantee, regardless of who, what you are, where you are in the world, how you shit, if you shit in the toilet, if you shit in the woods, shitting feels good.
Yeah, and people live without sex all the time.
Yeah. Some people
People
go their
don't
entire
live
lives
without
without
shitting.
sex.
People don't live without shitting.
No. If you do go a significant amount of time without shitting, your life will probably end very soon as well.
Yeah, I mean, probably. Is it the same for peeing? Would your life end?
I mean, I would argue, I know some med students who have some patients who are like, he didn't pee for like 2 weeks and he died of like blood poisoning.
You can die from. I thought your bladder would give up. Like, you just pee yourself at that point.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't. What if there's like a structural issue?
Are there people who hold their pee as long as possible?
You think there's like a competition?
No, no, no. No, no, no.
Who can hold their pee?
Like,
Welcome back to
like,
the pee Olympics.
no. You know how? Okay, what pee feels better? A pee that you routinely do, or a pee that you've been holding for a really long time?
In my opinion and experience, one you've been holding for a long time.
So, do you think there are people who hold their pee for really long periods of time just to get that feeling?
Oh. You know what? There might be.
Is that a weird sex thing?
But see, if they do that often enough, would they get accustomed to it and then hence lose the pleasure like a drug?
And then would the regular peeing feel good again?
What are your pee habits, guys? Once a day, twice a day? Hold it, not hold it? Let us know.
For legal reasons, this is just a suggestion. You do not need to provide us with any of these details. And if you do, it's not a sex thing, it's a science thing.
For science, for science.
I'm not sure whether it's qualified as science, but that's the closest. It's a curiosity thing. It's not a sex thing. We don't want to know your pee habits so that we can have some sort of. Let me just stop talking about this. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, this is a very important question. When does a hole become a ring?
Yes. Is it the sense of depth or thickness?
Oh no. Moving on.
Disclaimer, that was also not a sex thing. This was a purely scientifically curious thing. Okay, for example, like a wedding ring, okay? That's a ring, yes?
Yes, it is a ring.
But a cardboard tube, that's a hole.
Yes, but if you can cut cardboard tubes into multiple rings.
Exactly, so that tube, when does a tube become a ring?
Why do we call some things a tube, some things a hole?
Yeah.
Like, isn't a hole a really thick tube?
Thick with three C's.
like no. Like if I dug a hole outside right now, technically it's like if I dug a hole all the way through the earth and popped out on the other side in Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
then is Earth a ring
I
or a
would.
tube or a hole?
I think it has something to do with the quote unquote height of the object per se. If the height is longer than the diameter of the ring itself, I think it's a hole. But if the height or thickness is less than the diameter, I think it's a ring.
I think what makes a hole is that one end is blocked.
Ah,
Oh, but it's not blocked sometimes, isn't it?
no, you could have a hole between
Like
two.
if I put a hole in a piece of paper, that doesn't have an end to it. That's just a hole.
Yeah,
But if I dig a hole, that's different for some reason.
even though it's technically the same principle and same process.
Is it? Because, huh? Now I'm actually getting confused about holes.
Yeah. Okay, a baseline. A donut is a ring, yes?
Yes, that's a ring. I don't think there's any confusion about rings anymore.
It's now the holes versus holes.
It's holes versus tubes?
Okay.
Wait,
There's a tube?
are tubes just holes?
I think they're just long holes. I think that's our cue because that is not a sex thing. I feel
No,
like
no.
we say this way
Just
too
stop
often.
saying that it's not a sex thing. It makes it worse when you say that it's a sex thing. No, when you say that it's not a sex. Oh my god. If we keep doing this, we're going to lose our sponsors
Oh yeah, no. Sponsors, the terms and conditions apply
in perpetuity.
in perpetuity. You signed up for this.
Yeah, we did not.
But yes, well, on our
So, is
forums.
nostril a hole or a tube?
Oh, I think it's a hole
But it is a tube.
because it leads somewhere. Yeah,
Or is it a tunnel?
tubes versus tunnels.
What the fuck is a tunnel now?
Okay, the rectum is a tunnel. Yes.
Or is it a canal?
No, canals are open.
It's called the anal canal.
Like the canals of Venice.
Why is it called a canal? What the fuck is a canal?
Yeah, why are they not called tubes of Venice?
Tubes of anus?
Venice.
Oh,
For our Italian listeners out there.
they don't exist, so we can say whatever we like.
Italy or the listeners?
The listeners. And by the Finland rule,
Yes.
Italy doesn't exist either. At least not to me. You know what the Finland rule is?
Enlighten me.
Finland doesn't exist.
Why?
Have you met anybody from Finland?
Finland doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Indeed. Much like.
Okay, we're gonna have to cut that part out. You can't bring up. You can't bring that up. I wonder if I can put a beep sound over that.
We probably can. You have a soundboard now.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yes, but yes. Okay, so, but I have met people from Italy. So does that mean that the Finland rule is void
No,
for
they're
me?
paid actors.
They're paid
As
actors.
per the Finland rule, they're paid actors.
I see.
Yes. And any pictures you see are probably from countries around the area, but never from Italy.
That is true. No country is shaped like a boot on purpose.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty unnatural shape.
Yeah.
Boot.
A
Like,
boot.
we invented the boot. How can a country be shaped like a boot?
Yeah, that's pretty sus.
Yeah.
And they just happen to have the best cars in the world?
They don't. What do you mean? They're probably German or something. Like
Or they just happen to have the best wine in the world? The best of everything? Come
the
on.
best wine? Isn't that from France?
And the so-called Italy as well, right?
It's probably just like knockoff French brands. Like knockoff French wines. You know, like the French wines they throw away, they just rebrand it as Italian.
Vino, yes, okay. Yes.
So Italy does not exist as per the Finland rule.
Okay,
The
yes.
Finland rule states that Finland does not exist. If you meet somebody from Finland, they are paid actors. If you see a picture of Finland, it is
A
it is
paid
not
actor.
Finland. It's just a random place. If you see flags of Finland, they're just random colors that somebody painted. How sure are you that that's the actual Finnish flag?
Yeah, like, come on. Finland, the name, the land of Finns.
Yeah, Finns, like fish. Might as well be Atlantis.
Yeah. Ooh, I exist.
Uh, Italy is the same. Italy has three colors. I bet Italy is just a country that was invented by the Europeans so that they can sell shit better.
Honestly, yeah. Like all the fashion houses, all the cars,
Yeah.
all the wines.
Like you invent like some, you skin a rat, okay, and you make it into like a glove or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then you brand it Italian. Suddenly, it's a designer glove.
Italy doesn't exist. It's just a tax haven.
It, not even a tax haven. It's just a place of myth.
Yeah.
It does not exist.
No place can be that beautiful.
Not it's it's a combination of multiple geographies.
True.
Okay, it's not an actual place, so there is no such beauty.
Like the only Italian we know is Mario.
Yeah, and he is a made-up character,
Yes,
only solidifying our theory.
exactly.
Why are we talking about Italy?
It started with Venice and canals and holes.
Canals, tunnels, holes.
Yeah, what city is full of waterways and no roads? Huh?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But also holes. Can we get back to the holes?
Yes, yes.
The holes.
What makes a hole, and when is a hole turned into a pipe, and when does a pipe become a canal?
Are there like set definitions for hole? What is a hole?
Okay, but see, then why is it called the black hole and not a black tunnel?
What is a hole? I'm googling this right now. According to Merriam-Webster dictionary, a hole is a hollow place in a solid body or surface, a place or position that needs to be filled because someone or something is no longer there. That is kind of spooky, isn't it? That definition.
Why is it so broad?
No. It sounds like an eldritch entity. Listen to this. A place or position that needs to be filled because someone or something is no longer there.
So, in order to make a hole, something must be removed?
Something must die.
So, if we curl something up like a flat piece of metal, that forms a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
But if we gouge something out of that piece of metal, that is a hole?
There is a whole, no pun intended, there is a whole website called Wiki Differences.
Okay.
Okay. So a hole is a hollow place. A tunnel is an underground or underwater place.
And
Passage through some obstacle.
and a canal?
But the tunnel is also a hole in the ground made by an animal.
Yeah. Like animals burrow. Those are tunnels.
What the fuck are these things? What the fuck are these things?
hole? When is a hole a tunnel? And when are all tunnels holes? But all holes are not tunnels. But all holes, no. All holes are not tunnels, but all tunnels are holes.
If you made a ring with your hand,
Yeah.
like you're holding a penis,
Uh-huh.
does your hand now have hole?
I think that would be a pipe.
I think. What the fuck do you call a small hole?
A small?
No. What do you call a small tunnel?
Small as in narrow or small as in short?
Short. A tube.
Is that why England calls it the tube train?
Because it's just a smaller train. Does England feel like they are inferior to other countries' trains because their tube is smaller?
Is that why they conquered everyone to compensate?
Uh, let's not talk about India. India? No. Let's not talk about the UK conquering other countries. The most famous one being India because of Mahatma Gandhi.
Wait, you mean no? Mahatma Gandhi didn't conquer India.
No. Like Mahatma Gandhi is the reason that Britain's colonization of India is so famous.
Oh yes, yes. Sorry,
Like,
I assumed you meant the Mahatma Gandhi.
Would the colonization be as significant to world politics if not for Mahatma Gandhi?
I don't think so. No.
Because he came from the UK, right?
Yes, I believe he trained as a barrister there.
What the fuck is a barrister?
Lawyer?
Why do they have all these weird words? Like, isn't lawyer enough? What the fuck? Why won't you just say lawyer? Like, that's something I can relate in my brain,
Yeah.
A person who practices law. Why isn't medicine called docking?
I think the sailors would have issue with us. Docking.
You know what docking is, yes?
When a ship pulls into port?
No. In the current vernacular,
Mm-hmm.
docking has nothing to do with ships.
Oh no, this is a sex thing, isn't it?
Oh yes, it is a sex thing. I would like to hear your reaction to the sex thing.
Okay.
It's nice to have it recorded. Docking is when one penis is pushed against the other penis. And in some cases, one penis entering another penis.
How in the hell is one circumscribed and circumcised and the other not?
So I don't know why I did research into this,
Uh-huh.
but I have.
Okay.
I have heard word that in some cases it involves the uncircumcised plus the circumcised.
Okay.
But in some cases there is urethral penetration.
Extreme sounding?
Extreme indeed.
Okay.
I am not sure how these things take place. There are some weird sex things in the world, man. When I hear about some of these things, I feel good about myself.
Is it because they're in pursuit of the perfect pee?
You shove a dick inside your penis so that you don't have to pee.
Skedaddle, skidoodle, your dick is now a noodle.
Also, like, imagine, I imagine that there should be a significant size difference for the penetration to work, right?
Which brings us back to height.
Oh God, I'm getting whiplash. Yes, we do have a topic of conversation that is related to all this, for some reason. Penis size and motion of the ocean. how much of a difference do we think as functional men, how much of a difference does the motion of the ocean make?
What? How is that? Was one of us on a ship at some point in time?
I think so. I believe a ship led to this question.
Okay. So is it the penis size versus motion of the ocean, or the influence of motion on the ocean on penis-related activities?
I think, well, I don't know whether you proposed this topic or I did, but in my head, this is like, so for example, if you have a 3-inch donger,
Okay.
how much difference does the motion of the ocean make?
Well, as according to scientists, I read somewhere or heard somewhere or watched somewhere that the smaller, it's along the lines of the butterfly effect. The smaller your quote unquote package, the bigger your effect would be. So the motion of the ocean is a macro effect in the grand scheme of things, right?
I need you to define certain terms in that statement. Like, what do you mean by effect?
Um. Okay. Well, if the penis in question is what'd you say, a 3-inch donger?
A 3-inch donger.
A 3-inch donger. So the effect of the 3-inch donger on a boat surrounded by sea.
We're not talking about the sea. Oh God, what the?
We'll cut that out.
We'll cut that out. We're not talking about the sea. We are talking about a woman. Did you actually think that? Oh my God!
Oh my god!
On that note, for the sake of our mental health, I think we're going to wrap this up.
This has been two idiots talking shit, and it's good to be back.
Hopefully, more regular episodes to come.
Yes, no pun intended. Oh, and with that said, I'm Idiot One,
And I'm Idiot 2
and we hope to see you again
sometime.
somewhere, somehow.
We're not talking about